Hello there. Oh my goodness. Sunday Eve, the last Sunday of 2020. That's what's happening right now. Welcome to it. It's Sunday Fun Day, 90 Day, the day. My name is Chris Farah. Welcome to my channel. And today we'll be talking about tonight's episode of 90 Day Fiancé Season 8. It's episode 4. And we didn't have any Tariq or Hazel in this. Honey, had to take an episode off to lay down more tracks, find out other ways in which to rhyme the word pistol with pistol. And I'm excited to see what that break for him, that self-care really generates in the creativity department. But we are going to have our introduction to final new cougar couple, Stephanie and Ryan, which I really enjoyed. And I think we all did. I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone here, but she's great, right? A lot to unpack with that one. Anyway, as always, this is how it goes. If you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I often do pop culture recaps and TV stuff. And I also just want to if you are looking for my videos and you come and you haven't subscribed yet, I know it's annoying, but go ahead and do it. Here's the thing. It'll be like a good foot for you for 2021. It's an energetic foot forward, a commitment to know what you want. And I also like this video. Okay, that's all I have to say. That's enough self-plugging for me, but I do appreciate you. I have to do this. This is what it is. And if you were doing a business, you have to do it too. That's how business works. God bless you. Anyway, let's get it. Mike and Natalie. Okay. So this is what it is. It is so lovely to have home and a shelter. And so the privilege of having that and having your own space and owning 35 acres and being like a man like that seems, first of all, to be very hard for many to reach. So the fact that Mike is great. I don't know what his circumstances are truly, but he lives in a fabricated home. So it's a home with maybe just not built with the best, sturdiest materials. And because of that, I think Natalie did not understand that was going to be the quote unquote house/home she was going to live in. I just don't think that he said the words like prefabricated or mobile. She says the word trailer. I think she says the word trailer to describe it. It's not a trailer, but so when we're seeing her not be able to take anything in, I think that, Natalie did shoot herself in the foot by all the crazy things she did last year, like not saying that she loved Mike and throwing the ring in his face. And she understands that she has to have penance for that, which is why she doesn't have that ring. So she can't be like, Mike, your house is not home. How do I say it? So it's she can't say that it's bad. She feels bad. She can't say it's bad on national television. She loves this man, but it's she's just scared. Was here. I'm bored watching this episode. Honey. Okay, well, God bless. I feel I thought it was a little boring because I wanted more Hazel situations. I really am into that storyline. And I always am wondering with 2 hours every night, honey, it's like a Hallmark movie. It's like the Sunday. This is what we have instead of people used to watch Sunday programming with their family for 2 hours every night. And this is what we do now. And every Sunday we have 2 hours and you can't get in every couple. It's just interesting. I'm so happy to all my moms that are here. Okay, baby boos. So Mike's going to show her typical, American breakfast of French toast. And he's like a dude, he's this whole season feels so far like dudes are dudes and they don't have empathy for the women that come in and the women have panic attacks. So Natalie's he knows I eat very, very particular. I don't know what this accent is. I'm sorry. But I'm very healthy. And, she's just not going to be into a carb town where he's just oh, to make it better for you, it's too unhealthy for you. Just put some maple syrup on it. It'll go down. First of all, French toast and maple syrup is very good. Mike, this is how you would have done it. Just so you know, you're going to have to find some balance. If you wanted her to have a piece of French toast, God bless it. You should have also had some fruit, You know, she likes cooked tomatoes. Remember that? Remember when she just made like eggs and tomato, like chopped tomatoes? She think you put a little salt and pepper on it. Like that's what she eats. So have that and the French toast. But it was just like, honey, she got that carrot. She cut it and she sat in the corner. She ate it like a little bunny, a little pouting bunny. Because that's another thing about Natalie. This whole episode is Natalie a pouting. I mean, like, you think she has big lips, honey? They like double in size. She is just like, anyway. So I'm wearing, I feel like my screen is blurry. I think it's because I'm gonna like wipe it because I think that I put my finger on it. Is that better? A little bit, right? Oh, I got a super chat. Chantel. Hi, Chris. Soon. Happy to see you, beautiful. Oh, so happy to see you. I know that happened. Love your lives. I love you. That is so sweet, and I certainly appreciate that. Oh, my God. That's so lovely. Thank you. You know what you get? You get more than just a carrot in the corner, honey. Chantel, if you came to my house, I put out a full breakfast spread. Ugh. You know, a traditional Lebanese breakfast, just like countryside Lebanese farm breakfast, is just like some cheese, some olives, some Lebanese, some olive oil, some mint, some warm bread, some fruit, honey, maybe a little bastarma or like little sausage or little bacon or something like that. And then maybe just like some eggs or whatever, just like cooked in olive oil. That's fine. But I made a fruit salad. I can't wait to eat. But here's the thing. Yeah, Mike, you just have to like think about how she would enjoy just a little greenery mix, a bag of spinach in that refrigerator. Like, you know that there's nothing in that refrigerator but like Bud Light 2-week-old milk. It's vitamin D, full fat milk. It's not organic, you know. It's just so then they go in the town, and the town is at first very exciting for Natalie. She's like, yay, I can't wait to see the town. And then she starts driving through the town and she's like, oh. Ooh, okay. She doesn't process it well. She, I think, just starts to like realize what her life is like. And I mean, I feel for it. I mean, for Julia and Natalie, both of these girls just had no clue. And I know that people are going to come for their heads, right? They're going to come and say, like in Yara too, or they're just, well, I don't know if they're going to come for Julia's head, but they're going to come for Yara's head. They're going to come for Natalie's head about what her demeanor is and what her attitude is in this situation. But truly, as I was watching this episode, it's like, yeah, this show works because some people have empathy for others and some don't. Some people are just unable to put themselves in someone else's shoes. It's too hard. Their own life is too thick. It's too palpable in their lives. They can't see past the end of their nose. Whatever saying you want to say, it's like hard for them to put like themselves in other people's like bodies and see through it. Like, I can't imagine just bringing someone to your house, your new wife, coming for a first time, and just like, if you know her well, like you know her taste, not like trying to like make something comfortable for her. She's just like pouty. She hasn't eaten. She's driving through this town. So she ends up not wanting to go fishing, which this was a confusing situation. I don't think she understood. He's like, yeah, I'll take you to this creek. We can fish. She's like, no, do I have to? But then later on, like in the next moment, she's like, let's go do nature. I want to be like, bitch, that's what nature is, that creek. He did offer you nature. That was what that was. Okay. But then she also did some research on Google, who knows, on a waterfall. But I love waterfalls. I get that she wants to chase them, honey. Don't go chasing waterfalls. That's what Mike sings to her. He's like, no, I can't, especially on a Friday, especially this coming weekend. I'll tell you why. This is where it gets a little confusing. It's 3 hours away. And he's like, I work all week. That's true. And she gets this. She's like, and he comes home late and it's tiring. And he like gets there, you know, to work before she even wakes up, whatever, God bless. He's like, I just can't go this weekend, go next weekend. And she's like, I think that just wait for that 2 weeks and feeling the overwhelming pressure of just how unhappy she is with her expectations that and what she thought she was going to walk into, what actually it is, that she just didn't take it well. She just had a temper tantrum. I mean, she just got into like a pout fest. I mean, God bless them lips wouldn't. She just like got out. She walked around. She needed the time. She needed by herself. She needed, to like process. Mike's like trying to take it in. He's doing his like, you know what? You guys are talking about this fireplace. I'll tell you this right now. I'm sitting in front of this fireplace and my back is hot. I might have to take this off. I'm wearing a sports bra. God, this is hot. So, yeah, like Natalie, at one point, of course, when she's looking at the town, he's like showing her all the things. He's like, oh, my dad, like worked here for years or whatever. And he's like, and this is where I get my hair cut. And I was like, oh, let's go in. Sure, Natalie. Anyway, let's move on to the new couple, which I can't wait to talk about, Stephanie and Ryan. Stephanie and Ryan are 25 years apart. She's from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he's from Belize. Wow. Well, I knew this already. She is an entrepreneur businesswoman, honey, where she owns 2 skincare wellness clinics where I'm sure they administer Botox, but they also do a range of like wellness stuff, and I think probably HGH shots, which is she's okay. So when we meet her, honey, she's doing everything. She's hula hooping and she's like training for the Guinness Book of World Records where she has to hula hoop for 100 hours, which is basically 4 days and more of straight hula hooping. I don't understand. Should you just stay up? You just want to stay? Do you take crack? I mean, do you just like, how do you stay for 4 days, just hula hooping? Just like, I can't even believe it. Okay, that's one thing she's doing. While she's doing that, she's like wearing some sort of like blue light thing that I thought was gonna be like her skins for like circadian rhythm. I'm not quite sure if it's like also that. And then, honey, she's giving herself the youth serum shots, which she says like one thing it is, one ingredient. She's like, it's bubbles. She may have, whatever it was. But I was like, what is it? It's supposed to like help your pituitary glands create the thing that you stop creating in your 30s after the youth serum. No, the youth I don't even know, an enzyme or something like the youth mitochondria. I mean, I've just like heard everything. I feel like every 4 days there's a new study, new weird ingredient. Like it's just never ending. It's so funny. Like, what is it? And by the way, I'll still try it. You don't think I won't? I mean, I will. But I'm just saying, like, what is it? So she goes in. One of my favorite scenes is that she goes into one of the clinics or whatever that she owns, and a doctor like shows her a notebook and is like, look at the money that we made. We made this much money. And they're like, and then she looks at it and she's like, oh, great, thank you. And they like hug. I just like, is that how business works? That's so crazy. Okay, well, I did write it down. Sirmoleon. It wakes the pituitary gland. Oh, I'm wearing them, by the way, I forgot to tell you. They're a little heavy, so like a little like slanty-eyed. I'm wearing magnetic lashes. These are I think, not Ardell or some sort of like mink one I got from a CVS. I wanted to try one, but I like them. Okay, so here's what happened. This girl, like lots of fine women, has accomplished a lot, but she has walls up. So she hasn't had like a lot of experience being in long-term relationships or relationships where really she could like open up and be herself and feel like comforted and supported in such a way. She considers herself an eternal bachelorette or super single, lifelong bachelorette, as she calls herself. She's, every part of her is crazy. Like, do you notice that she like had like pictures of roses hanging in her garage? I was like, oh, you're spending art in your garage. I don't know. I should put art in garages. Is that what we should do? Like, I guess cars live there and can't just be like where bikes go to die. She, however, goes to Belize and she meets Ryan, and she immediately is smitten by Ryan, mostly his hair. Like, she just like falls into it. She was just like, give me it. But she's not messing with him yet. romantically. She like becomes a friend with him and they're just like chilling. She loves his personality, thinks he's hilarious. So then she goes home. She keeps thinking about him and just like stays on her brain. So she goes back, honey, and that's when they hook up. And then she like goes back 4 or 5 times a year, honey. Fast forward to now. She crazy. So one thing about her is that she, you know, Ryan is young and for some reason sometimes or in some ways can't get back to her in a certain amount of time, whether texting doesn't work or WhatsApp doesn't work or Snapchat doesn't work or whatever the goddamn doesn't work for some reason, but it does work because then she'll just call his mom. And if he doesn't check in with her, he always checks in with his mom. His mom, his name is, I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. 5 years younger than Stephanie, but since she's raised 7 kids, like Stephanie feels like she's older. And it's just, they just talk about Ryan like, hi, Ryan's mom, how's Ryan? And Ryan's mom has to be like, well, I have Dorla. Thank you. I have talked to Ryan. You know, he called, he's body aches, you know. And then she's like, well, thanks. It's just like 2 moms talking about him. It's so awkward. What a horrible scene. I just like, God. I don't know. I just hate to judge, but that was hard to watch. I'll tell you one thing. She loves her cat, and we know what that looks like. But I mean, she is just on that ground with that cat, spoon feeding the cat, honey. She's crawling around. She's saying, "Ma loves you." Oh my God, Lugai. Oh, a super chat from Lugai. First of all, thank you so much for being here. I haven't seen you in a minute. That is so sweet. Love you. Love you, sweetheart. Look, Wa's here too, Lugai. Thank you. That's very, very kind. That's very generous and very kind. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Ramadan. So another thing about Stephanie, and is she on something? Just like, is she on something? Like, is there something in the serums? Is there something in the serum that's a little bit like lithium? A lithium-esque effect? What do you guys think? She's something about her, and she's, I hate to like speculate, but there's I don't know, there's something with her, right? I don't know how to, like, there's something, she's on pills or something. I don't know how to say. She's a little slow in her blinking. She's a slow blinker. You know what I'm saying? She invites her friend over, Maria. Okay, Maria is a psychic. I don't know if she pays Maria. However, she says Maria is the real deal and has told her things that no one else would know. Maria, when we see Maria like reading her, it's like she knows everything's happening in her life. So she just basically tells her not her advice, but like pretends that it's in card form. I hate to say, but like that's what's happening, right? Like, you know, you can pull anything and just be like, look, it's 3. You see it right there. It's 3 pillars. Well, that's you, Ryan, and this other person. Look, there's 5 stars. The 5 stars are going to be, you know, signaling the 5 wants of any person in a relationship. And Ryan, he's representative of this soldier whose back is turned to the 5 stars. So, you know, like you can make anything out of anything. So I love the fact that like Stephanie then FaceTimes, I can't tell you how hot my back is. I can't just keep taking off parts of my clothing, but now I have to like move. It is hot. I did turn it down a little bit. Oh, hot. Okay. Ooh, I'm scorching. You know, like if I did have back hair, it's all gone. It's like frizzed. It's like I can smell just slight hair frizz burning. They call Ryan, and Ryan's like, just, you know, like no pressure and no worries and like no offense. I just like don't believe in you. And Stephanie's like, or Maria's like, well, you're gonna believe in me when I start doing a bunch of research on you because I don't believe in you. I don't believe in you. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe you're right for Stephanie A and have good intentions. So, and Stephanie then. Thank you. Stephanie then says that these cards that represent mistrust in their relationship and a big secret is actually energetically from her. because the last time that she was, I don't know if it was the last time or not, but one time she was in Belize, maybe it was probably the last time, I'm quite sure, but I'm just gonna guess. One time she was in Belize, she looked at Ryan's phone and he had like a bunch of texts from like other girls, because, whatever, God bless. And she got in a big fight. She like kicked him out and she was like crying. But then Harris, his cousin, calls and is like, she's like, I have to leave, Harris. Like, this sucks. Like, he's just like cheating on me. And Harris is like, don't leave, babe. Like, it's chill. Like, why don't you just let me come over and I'll make, we'll hang out. And she's like, okay. And one thing, honey, leads to another motherfuck other. And they bone. And she hasn't told that kid yet. Ryan is his cousin. Woo! Stephanie doesn't give one fuck. Stephanie, like, when you heard that, were you not shocked? Like, I just thought Stephanie was this, from a traumatic home life, protected, somewhat vain, weirdo, hippie, but, headstrong lady. So I guess she is all that. She just got drunk and she just like loves a Belizean boy. I was like, he's not going to take it well. However, he knows. Tell me right now if you think that Ryan already knows. Harris and Ryan already talked about it. There's no way. They're family members. They live, like probably 2 minutes away from each other their whole lives. Are you telling me that they didn't talk about the fact they both boned you? Yeah, they did. I don't know enough about you. They're Cooch brothers. I love you guys so much. I'm like, I want to hear what you guys say. You guys, what do you think? Yeah, right? I just love the fact that it's like even a thing where Stephanie feels like she has to like keep it a secret. Not at all. Not at all. She's a cousin fucker. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's talk about Julia and Brandon. This is my favorite couple, right? I think this is my favorite couple for the season so far. And I'm happy that it's a brand new couple because we get to like really get to someone before they understand how the fame game works and the internet game fame works and the Instagram fame works. And before they like, change every certain thing about them, unless they've already changed every certain thing about them, like cosmetically. But this is where we get like the true nature of someone. It's like at the beginning stages, this is the precious naivete, ignorance, where people just live their first season on camera without a thought in the world. And then watch it and then feel whatever way they do feel about it. But we are getting Betty at her core. Like, Betty in her mind has justified I thought about this. Betty in her mind feels like this. Julia has had the good fortune of catching her son Brandon's eye. And so Betty and her charity through marrying and whatever, having some sort of life with Joe Biden, is going to extend the branch of America to Julia and let Julia come over here and live the dream. Now, for this, she has to stay, of course, in Betty's home, and Betty lives in the home, and Betty's queen. So whatever Betty wants, makes sense. And since she's going to be there, she, of course, has to help. That's what happens on a farm. No, we don't pay her, because it's family. And this is what it is. It's like getting family for my son. I'll pick this one for my son. I'll pick this person. So Julia comes and sees the farm, and Julia has like a lovely crying reaction. It's like she doesn't have the reaction that like Natalie does, which is just like obviously utter horror. But she at first thinks it's very charming and cute, and there's lovely animals, and animals are great, right? Like horses are lovely, and she's enjoying those parts. And some animals not as fun. The hogs, like not yet for Julia. No, thank you. But she's like doing her best, and she thinks this is like a tour of like, well, this is the things we have here. But what she doesn't realize is Betty, this was first day of training. Great. So you saw this is what you're going to be doing tomorrow. You saw how this is where the eggs were, right? The eggs were in the back. And you put the food in the front. I'm so glad I can cross that on my list tomorrow. Oh, I'm so happy. Julia's here, honey, and she's going to take half the work from me. I mean. So, we also meet Aspen, who comes over. Aspen is a thick-armed farm sitter with a hairless cat, petting a hairless cat. She is in every way the perfect sidekick, evil minion sidekick to Betty. I couldn't believe it. When I saw her, I was like, silent AF. All she does is sit there, pet that goddamn hairless cat with them thick arms, smiling at everything that Betty says. Got to teach Julia the word, how to do things. And Betty and, Aspen's like, I will. I don't make fun of the thick arms. I actually won't. I don't know why I keep saying thick arms. It's just that they were like somewhat shocking. I think it was because she kept petting the cat. And so it was just, anyway. I love the name Aspen. Isn't that one of Darcy's kids' names? Could have been. I don't know Darcy's daughter's names. And I watch a lot of this show. That's how ridiculous Darcy's daughter's names are. Aspen, I think, is one of them, right? So finally, it's time to go look at the rooms. The incredibly controversial rooms. Oh my God, Vanessa! Habibti, how are you? Ayuni, shukran. Shay, listen, look at them. They're not thick. They're thicker for me than right now, but they're flippity and floppity, honey. So I know I did feel bad. I was like talking about them thick arms. So just so you know, I'm a bitch for doing that. Okay, I'm a bitch. I love you. I'm sorry. And Vanessa, I love you so much. Thank you so much for that super chat. Anyway, they show Julia Brandon's room first, honey. Okay. This is familiar to me. I once dated someone who lived in his parents' home, and it felt like he was living in the most feminine room possible in this home, like decorated wise. He was. And when I looked at Brandon's room, I was like, yeah, this is like Betty's decoration. This is like Betty's, this is not for a dude. It's not a young dude's room. And that is the crux of someone who cannot see how someone else views life or how it is for someone else. How someone else would enjoy to see the world or how someone else would enjoy to live in their world, right? I don't know, this gets very deep, but it's also a testimony to what is an incredible emasculation of a son from a mother's point of view. And it's not that I'm saying it's all her fault. And she's emasculating him in some sort of anti-feminist thing. He absolutely is game in this and privy to this, and him and anyone else. I mean, if I say my ex too, could easily be hey, can I just, this is not gonna be my room. This is not my comforter. This is not the art. This is not me. This is you, I can't live here. I don't know, I can live, if I had a room somewhere, someone was going to call something my room, it would have to make me feel like it has me and I can't just live with other people's taste everywhere. But it would almost feel, it would feel very foreign to me. So Betty has put out condom potpourri. Yeah. Because it's there, and that's a parent's job. That's what she says. Then we see Julia's room, honey, and it's the worst nightmarish horror where it's a microaggression, passive-aggressive, for sure Betty move. You cannot tell me it's not. The dirt, the printer scanner just on the floor, not on a corner, just on the floor, and a dusty paint can in the, this girl's gonna live in this young girl. This is what you gave her? You have a farm. You have a farm, which means you have land. And you have people like Aspen who's just looking for work. So again, like, if I'm like talking about Mike and Natalie, like, Mike, build a place for you, a real home, and then build like a place for Bo or whatever. But like in this situation, Betty, store something else, build storage. To have like Julia move into this place completely uncomfortable. I mean, like, she's crazy. I really hate Betty. I think that I will find a lot of joy in watching this. And I also am so thankful because it feels like Julia absolutely knows that like she's but crazy. I almost want to say butt fucking, but then I didn't. Then I just said it anyway. So God bless. And then, like Julia in every moment is like, it's crazy. I do not understand how it's crazy. She attacked me. It's crazy. I do not understand. There's so many animals, like, it's just like, yes, those are the right feelings to have, Julia. It is crazy. And we don't understand. It's not understandable. It's crazy. Okay. Do you like this room? No. They go to eat. Julia's overwhelmed, honey. They ask what kind of dressing she wants. She like only uses olive oil, but I don't think she knows, like, it's very confusing. Like a vinegar, if you can think of like, what's the difference between a vinegar and vinaigrette, olive oil dressing? She's just probably like, I don't know. They should have just given her the wishbone, honey. She didn't know. So she eats after a prayer. It feels like a movie. They hope she likes the farm. That's what they say in the prayer, as another passive aggressive thing to do right in front of someone. And as Julia said, like, she's a dancer and she's a personal trainer. I don't know, she's a designer. I'm not quite sure. Whatever, God bless. Okay. But at the same time, like, none of those things are farm work. And the fact that they just expect her to do this without ever, like, she at one point was like, I said I'd help. I didn't think that you meant like full-time employee, unpaid, indentured servant. I can't talk. But that is what it is. Sarah, Chris Farah, girl, I missed you. Finally catching a line. Yay, thank you, Sarah. Welcome back. There's 114 people in this room. If you haven't yet, will you give this video a thumbs up? You know what? I really appreciate it. You know what I could give up? I would give a thumbs up to like an air conditioning fan, like a light fan in the back of my back. Oh God, are you seeing what I am? You know what? Here's the thing. I did put this fireplace on her, like the background effect. You can't even see it because my back's in front of it, burning off. This is like infrared sauna. Okay. So I want to talk about Rebecca and Syed. But what I wanted to say first is, if you haven't yet thumbs up this video or liked this video and just maybe forgot or whatever, it would really help me out, because algorithm YouTube situations are very complex and are super annoying. And the only way in which like I can grow my channel or like get more subscribers or whatever it is I have to do, I'm not quite sure. Will you tell me what I have to do? I don't know, but tell me what I have to do and I'll send my soul over. Anyway, till then, I know you have to like this video. I'm sorry. Or dislike it. I don't even care. One of those things, like interact. It's engagement. That's the word. So thumbs it up. 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 Can you tell my dad's gone? He's not here right now. That's why I can belt. Speaking of belt, you're all gonna hate me for this. There's two commercials I really want to talk about really quickly. Do you guys see that they started a countdown for this while watching this episode for it was a 24-hour countdown for the Dr. Pimple Popper premiere. And I just want to say, like, whoever's watching that show, you have to look into the mirror and wondering what's wrong with you. Because for what I think that show now is just Zooms. And that's all I have to say about that. The second thing I have to say is, do you know that new Folgers commercial where instead of like the soft tone, like the best part of waking up, now it's like this Idina Menzel-esque belt voice, like the best part of waking up. And I just want to tell you, whoever that girl is, every time that commercial's on, I'm like, oh yes. Like, I won't even do it for you. I know it's gonna be so loud, but like, it's Folgers in ya. It's so Belty! I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, and then my third thing I want to talk about as a commercial is when you're watching TLC, do you keep seeing the commercial for like Geico where the girl's like, I just put my stepper on my dog's tail and I just hit 40,000 steps. If that's a commercial that comes on a lot, I just want to say that's what comes on for me a lot. That's my friend Amy French. Isn't she great? She's so talented. She's an actress and director. I want to get into Rebecca and Syed. So we pick up Rebecca, honey, and she's constantly refreshing the government website where you check the visas, where to see if it's been approved. Now, here's, I guess, the tea, is that low-key, once Syed left his interview, I hear the streets tell me that, like, he knew that he had gotten approved, and that they have to, like, leave their visa or leave their passport or something like that. And that they just kind of built him this, like, oh my God, what's going to happen next thing? To have a moment of drama, but that, like, that was always the case. So, like, this constant refreshing. And then just so happens, she suddenly gets to see, right in real time, the status change. Okay, well, here's the thing. The poor producer, who gets to like then be like talking to her off camera. I hope he gets like an under 5 bump. He didn't. I just wish that the producers of Sharp Entertainment would throw a little more money at the show than they do. For instance, I was approached, and other people were too, to do like an on-camera thing for 90 Day Fiancé. And they had, I feel like, seen that I do recaps and have done them for years, and they just didn't want to pay me not only anything at all, didn't want to even put my social media handle or like anything online. Which is the thing, if you don't want to do that because you want to pretend I'm like some sort of super fan and not like a content creating recapper who's also like a comedian and has performed on television before, fine, but then you do have to pay someone. I get one of those things. I either get to like be doing this for some sort of followership or something, or money. That's the two things. But you're not going to give either one. You're so cheap. Not Jovi cheap, but cheap. TLC, come on. So anyways, Rebecca and Syed finally get their visa, and she's excited. She calls Syed, and she's like, guess what? And she's like, what? And she's like, no, I checked the website. He's like, what? I love his voice. And I messed up. I see. I put that there. We go back to Syed, honey, and he is in Tunisia wearing a red puffy 2-piece. I love this outfit. It's like such a leisure suit, lounge suit, and he's ready to marry her and have a new life in America. He goes to a jewelry store. Looks like his good friend works there. And so I was like, oh, good. He knows this person at this jewelry store. Like, he can get the hookup and like, let's get something. I just love like Arabian jewelry. And he just picks out like a sterling silver, very simple bracelet that's only 30. Now, 30 Tunisian tokens. I don't know. That's not the word, but Tunisian dollar, Tunisian pound. I don't know. 30 isn't anything. That can't be a lot, like 30 is 30, right? Like I'm used to going to like Italy and there'd be like, this orange is 47,000 lira, like because the way that their money worked or whatever. But 30 is 30. Can't be that. And so what I want to say is like, was that with the discount, your friend's discount? Because you obviously know this dude. And can this dude just give you like something better because you're about to be on American television and like go and like meet your fiance who's like paid for everything? Anyway, Zaya just ends up packing with his parents and just kind of like bossing his mom around to pack. And I love his mom though. That this mom is just so Hanouni, which means sweet in Arabic. She's just like round face, like sweet thing who's just like used to like taking care of the men in her life. It's how she shows love. And yet she's just like also so sad because he's leaving and she just wants like all she wants is for his life to be easy and happy for him. That's all she wants. It's all she's ever wanted. This like simple, beautiful soul in her. I mean, she's not simple. This is a simple wish for her son, and she's such a beautiful soul. And just like, There's these moments and pockets of humanity in this show that like are really authentic and are really like, this person is not, Zayed's mom is never going to be a teamy spokesperson on Instagram. She's just fully living, doesn't even know. Suddenly her son's on this television show. I mean, and that woman exists in Tunisia. It's so crazy. I'm now getting like a sweat stash. It's so hot. You can see like the glow. It's like I've been eating carrots. And this is my skin glowing from all the carrots I eat in my corners. That's what you do when you don't have to like pay for products. Andrew and Amira. So, Amira is packing. And don't you love this white shirt she's packing in? It's like this like puffy Renaissance like little thing here. You know, I love it so much. It's so cute. And she gets in that train and then she gets on the plane. We see her and she has the masks on. She doesn't want to do it, but she's doing it. She has the most beautiful gray eyes. And we cut to Andrew, and Andrew's doing his thing. You know, he talks to his mom on the way to the airport, and he feels calculated. What he says is, I should have written it down. He says that he is afraid that Amira will hold it against them for the plans they've chosen to do, which is ignore the travel ban, the pandemic, and everything, and do this full-on crazy plan of quarantining and going to Mexico and slipping in, blah, 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 which is his plan that he forced her to do. So what he's saying to his mom is, I hope she doesn't get mad at me for forcing her to do something if something goes wrong. Okay, so he gets to the airport, and then he gets a call, maybe it's a voicemail from Amira's dad, that one that does not like him already. Can you imagine the tone of this voicemail? Amira's dad has to like leave this voicemail saying that his daughter is being detained in Mexico City. Who knows where, in a holding cell, in an airport jail? But is that what it is? His daughter? I can't imagine that voicemail. So stern, so pissed. And so Andrew has to then go to the resort because he already, booked it. And it's been the worst day of his life. Here's the thing, Amira, has a camera person with her, traveling with her. That's how we've seen like footage of her in the airport and stuff like that. Whether, the camera person can, for instance, film on flights, usually not. And that's why we see usually when they're like in the airplane en route, they're usually doing the filming on their phone. But there's someone there's producers there with her and stuff like that. So that's just somewhat interesting. Okay, Jovi and Yara. So, Yara, Jovi, again, moved into a great apartment, has shitty taste, right? It's like not even a thing. And Yara wants to like change things around. Yara wants to feel comfortable and has discerning taste and is also going to be alone for a month. And I think that also we're realizing that in conversations, that she's had with Joe before she came over, he very much was like, I got this place for us. It's our place, blah, 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 blah. Which I believe her that's, I'm sure how the conversations went. But they go into this furniture store and she wants to get a new rug and she wants to get a mirror. He doesn't have a full-length mirror, which I'm sure for her is a travesty, honey. How would she even like conquer a day? Truly. And they're looking around and I feel like we've seen so many furniture. Like there's just so many like similar scenes, and the shopping scenes are always the best. It's always the women just wanting to buy everything and the men being like, but she settles on like a very luxe looking mirror and like a white rug, and Jovi does not want to get the rug and she doesn't understand it. She's like, but okay. And at first I'm kind of like, well, if it's he doesn't want a white rug, I kind of understand that. Like it's the worst color rug to get, how do you live? And especially for Jovi, someone like Jovi that just wants to like drink beer all day and eat pizza, like he doesn't want a white rug. But then later on, he says it's not. He did like the fact that it's a white rug, and then he acquiesces that it did look good with the mirror. So Jovi just was like, I don't want it in my house. It's my place. I shouldn't want it. I don't want it. Why do I have to take it if it's But this whole goddamn time, he's been saying it's their place. and he got everything else, and it looks real shitty. And he doesn't have good taste, so just let her do it. That's how I feel. I mean, like, it's not going to be a popular opinion. I think people are going to be like, oh, Yara's this or Yara's that. It's like, no, Jovi, you don't know what you're talking about. If you have the funds and he has not talked about the fact that, like, money, it's not doable, then let her do it. She has better taste than you, and she'll enjoy it. This is someone who obviously will do a better job at making things comfortable and more homey and better looking than you will. She's obvious. So just let her do it. I hate the sales lady. The sales lady comes in hot, honey, with some glasses, some moles, some everything. And she, at one point, this is why I don't like her, because I don't like someone who, like, puts herself in between two people. And she kind of, like, eggs the Yara and Jovi fight on. Yeah, at one point she tells Jovi, like, what's the matter? Like, you need a Snickers? I would have been like, no, bitch, we're going to need to leave this store. I'm not going to give you money. No, I'm the one paying, so I need to go to living spaces is what I need to do. So the crux of this fight, of course, is that, yes, he says it's his place and he doesn't want that rug. And then so she just leaves and she's like, we got no rug, no mirror, no nothing, and she's put on her beautiful sunglasses, pouts in the car. It's just a bunch of pouting Eastern ladies, honey, with pouting lips. She got them pouting lips. I cannot believe this, but I'm done. Pretty much what obviously happens is that Jovi is just like, just kidding, I'm so sorry that happened. We'll just buy it online. I'll be here in a couple of days. Now, okay, so we're going to see what happens next week. For some reason, it looks like Yara's upset that Jovi's leaving, which I think that she already knows he's going to leave. I can't wait for Brandon and Julia. That's crazy. Now I just want to talk to you guys. $11 in American money. $11. That's how much 30 Tunisian situations are for that sterling silver. And here's the thing. What I'm also saying is $11 is the friend discount. It's just like, it's so cheap. Since you're getting the friend discount, you should be able to, like, spend even more. It's just so cheap. What's interesting is that if you have a U.S. visa, you can still fly direct to the U.S. Jovi and Yara might deserve each other. Amir detained a fake plot device? Could be. Yeah. It could easily be, again, because there's producers there. But then, okay, so this is what the whole Reddit forum, I'm assuming, is. I'm assuming so she cannot have on record that her final destination or that she has travel plans to end up in America. So when you swipe your visa, it will be like Mexico. So she's detained in Mexico City. She's already landed. Why can't she be in Mexico? Unless for some reason she'd already had on the books that she was going to then 2 weeks later fly to LAX or whatever. She's not flying to LAX, but you know what I'm saying? Happy wife, happy life, but you are the worst. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, Yara sets a precedence in how she wants to be treated and how she'll live her life, though. If you're in, you're in. If you're out, you're out. David production makes those people participate. It's kind of scripted. Yes. Oh, thank you, Ashley. I love Rebecca and Zayed. I'm first of all, Zayed's like new makeover and his like haircut. I think he's cute. I think he looks good. I also like realize I can hear the French accent more than he, for some reason, this season than I ever could. His sister always had a French accent when she spoke English, but his English has a French accent, but it never registered as a French accent. It was more like mosh, as opposed to like, I can't do a French accent. Now, Chris, you know how our country loves those coming from Mexico. True. I know. But in this case, they were banking on them being okay with that over the UK countries, which is probably the only time in American history where like, no Europeans. Okay, Mexicans. just light political humor. Don't worry, I'm already getting roasted alive. I feel like I'm like shawarma right now. I cannot tell you how hot I am. I feel like my eyebrows are sweating. Those are the emojis you chose? Yeah, your emojis literally are like headache. Oh God, female? Is that the female symbol? I know I should know that's the male symbol. It's female, right? It's one of those, is it a gender symbol? I don't know what that is. Did you do Mike and Natalie? Yeah, but I could talk about them more. Yeah, no, I did talk about them. Just mostly like, David, did you think that she was the poutiest girl you've ever seen? She was just like pouty, tantrum pouty. At the same time, what I had said about them and is that there's the theme of the episode is that the foreigners come and feel like the Americans have done no preparation or no empathy, like they don't have the empathy to like feel like what it's like for them. So we always hear them say, I've traveled blankety blank miles to be here. I've left everything to be here. And they're always saying that through the seasons because they want to be like, and you don't get it. You don't appreciate it. You've done nothing, because they always want to be like, set things up for me, make my life a little easy here, make myself like a little comfortable here. But then the Americans are like already doing that by getting you out of your shit country. Like that's like what it is, right? It's so sad because it's people not being empathetic. Mike is no prize either. Yeah, Mike seems like very very closeted. Okay, that sounds like I think he's gay. I don't think he's gay. No, I think that he's just shut off emotionally. He seems so, then he has moments where I think like he is asking Natalie to communicate with him and stuff, but I feel bad for Natalie because she wants to be like, communicate? Okay, I hate your place. You live in a trailer. It's freezing. I keep saying I'm freezing. And I don't understand why I have to keep telling you how goddamn cold I am. And I'm from the Ukraine. I know cold. But we have things in Ukraine called buildings where you like have insulation. And so when I'm saying it's cold, it's not because I don't understand how winter works. I'm saying put on the goddamn heater. I'm saying build a fire. I mean, I wish Natalie could be here right now. No, I don't, because then I don't know what I would talk about with her. I'd be like rather scared. But I'm just saying I'm so hot right now. The opposite of how Natalie feels. So Natalie's a nutcase. Natalie did Uncle Bo dirty. It's the Uncle Bo thing is just hard because I feel for Uncle Bo. And I'm going to be honest, like as a woman, would I feel comfortable living with Uncle Bo? No. And why am I saying that? I'm not saying that because I think Uncle Bo is going to like attack me. It wouldn't be comfortable for me. He's going through it. I mean, I'm so sorry, but it's true. I don't know, like I said this word before, but Uncle Bo is askew. And that's someone who it could be very intense to live with. So even though Mike stayed with her and her mother, I do feel like I get it. Yeah, I did see, long live the king. I did hear that. Mike is very dry, not affectionate. And David, yeah, but then he went over and hugged her and was like, communicate with me, right? Mike has a good heart and extremely hurt how he treated him last season. I think he's in it for TLC's money. I just want Mike to buy Natalie some thermals and some fuzzy socks. Also grocery shop for her diet. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Tea. Should have been like a little like Natalie corner, honey. We're like a pile of carrots could be in the corner. Some tea. Like a Barefoot Dreams blanket, like that cozy one from Nordstrom, honey. How about like a heating pad? I don't know. Mike's bad enough on his own. Can you imagine adding Uncle Bo to the mix? I mean, think about that. Think about living day in and day out with Uncle Bo. Like that. No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'm sorry. All the carrots for her. The carrot thing was grandstanding. Oh, a heated weighted blanket, honey. I would just never get up. I mean, my God, Natalie just has to, she's just like, in her mind, she's counting it out. She's like, okay, I'll unpack in 2 hours. That's millions of hours left. Okay, then I will clean the whole house, but that's one day. So when she does this, she loses her mind over this waterfall trip. It's because, yeah, she's just like, what am I going to do the whole time? Who knows if there's internet, honey? I don't know what she's going to do. With the money he spent in Seattle, he could have fixed up and prepped for her coming and build shed for Beau. Yeah. Build shed for Beau. People had to build some sheds. People were supposed to build preparation sheds in the arrival of their people from the foreign lands, and they didn't. Uncle Beau has a little rap sheet, but mostly it seems like he's just a weed smoking hippie who can be aggressive at. Yeah, it's just the general energy of your home day in, day out. Also, we now have seen Mike's home. It's tiny. It's not a big home. It's a small kitchen. If you live with someone, you live with someone. This is not someone who's in a different wing, who has kind of their own living quarters and a separate fucking exit and entrance. Okay, this is Beau living. I mean, no, in the refrigerator next to her carrots would be his, I don't know, beer. IPAs. Oh God, you guys, I'm so sorry. Build a shed for Brandon. I couldn't believe Brandon's room. That's so embarrassing. I mean, how can you look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with it and be Brandon and like let his parents and him like live that life, rule his life like that? You know, he's not alone though. I think he knows too. There's moments where I see him be embarrassed and stuff, but not enough. Not enough. And it's so crazy also with Brandon and Julia because we see her constantly making comments how this is bananas and how she can't stand it, but we haven't really seen her like say something yet. And also, this was confusing, but I want to say this. Was it a situation where Brandon lied to Julia? Did Julia ask Brandon to at least ask Brandon's parents if it would be okay for them to sleep in the same room the first night? And did Brandon tell Julia that their parents had said yes, or that they would think about it? And that did he wait until they were finally back on the farm to confront Julia in front of his parents and be like, just kidding, they said no? And finally to have Joe Biden be like, we think it'd be weird that you guys would want to do that. And do you also feel like Joe Biden loves Julia a little too much? I mean, just laughed so heartedly every time she was like scared at something on the farm. It is so sexually tense and awkward. And if we were just watching their story as a movie, this would be a horror movie. And it'd be like a psycho thriller, sex thriller. Like suspenseful psychological thriller. Would be like, no, Julia, don't. I'd be like, but she gets it. She doesn't like, we would be waiting for Julia to like, she's a personal trainer and a dancer. So at one point she'd have to like run, like fight for her life against Joe Biden. And she would be able to like do it. You know, every time I say Joe Biden, I mean Stanley, I think that's his name. Brandon's dad. Joe Biden's on the show. Lou guy. Yeah, I just think that Brandon's dad looks just like Joe Biden. So I just keep calling him Joe Biden. It's Brandon's dad. I cannot tell you how hot I am. Brandon gets dressed as his mom. As his mom for sexy time. I love that. Have you watched Love After Lockup? Okay. Yeah, I have before in my life, and I tried to rewatch it and get into it, and I actually cannot do it. I've talked about this, and I feel bad because so many people want me to do Love After Lockup. But this feels different, and I'll tell you why. I feel bad commenting on Love After Lockup because I think that most people on that show are of one socioeconomic level. And so if I make comments about anyone in that, I feel like I'm punching down because there's a vicious cycle of of not only being in the socioeconomic level of the people on the show, but there's specifically these people are just like in a vicious cycle of like drug addiction and prison. And because of that, I just like I don't know, I would just feel shitty making jokes about them. I'm sitting here in front of this like a beautiful home and just like being like, hey, these stupid drug addicted heroin junkies think they're gonna be in love. It's not gonna happen. They're just gonna, kill each other. I mean, I don't know what to say. So, whereas I don't know why this show doesn't feel that way because there's just like more diversity on this show. But I think that I wonder if I'm just being negative. Like, I feel like when I've watched Love After Lockup, I haven't found like the fun pockets of humanity as much that feel genuine as much, I don't know, as this show. I feel like I'm just constantly confronted by like a Jerry Springer level of toxic life patterns. How do I say this? I love you, Lisa. Thank you so much. But there's a lot of exploitation of people on color of 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah. Yes. I do think that 90 Day Fiancé does also attempt to punch down / make fun of of the Americans, though. As they, there are going to be, like, for instance, let's talk about like Rosemarie and Ed. So we're going to have like gratuitous poverty B footage. But at the same time, like she's arguably the protagonist of that story and he's the villain, right? Like, so I guess in my mind, it's not, I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to say I'm a saint. I guess I just like, that's why I can't do Love After Lockup though. Like, I don't know. I just feel negative and not funny about it. Bye, Wah. Oh no, she's just saying bye, Lisa. I think it's an all-around roast. I'm being roasted right now. Yeah, maybe Ashley. I don't know. I can see that. It's like maybe I would also get into it if I would start watching it and feel like there'd be, I guess, fun moments I could make fun of. It's like I don't get the difference of what 90 Day Fiancé and Love After Lockup. There's genuine couples on Love After. I guess there's genuine couples on both shows, I guess, right? So maybe I'm just being judgmental. I don't know. Just when I try to watch it, it was a lot of the same, like, hard to watch family members killing themselves with drugs over and over again, and then the cycles. I don't know. I don't watch Intervention. I don't like watch, I don't know. I just keep saying I don't know. I'm sorry, baby boos. I'm gonna have to go because I have to take a shower. I'm sweating. Let me tell you how much I love you. Do you know? I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for being in this room for me. Know that I'm going to, shoot an edited version of an edited recap of this episode, brand new, and I'll make it funny, and it'll be great. And I am not posting on Instagram this week. I'm taking a little breaky poo, but of course you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Chris L. Farah. And you can also go to Facebook and type in Vanity Farah and find oh my God, Ashley, thank you for the super chat. You're so lovely. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, Ashley. I really appreciate you. If you're like, yeah, now watch Love After Lockup. I'm kidding. Thank you, though. Vanity Fair on Facebook, and then I always post right before I go live because I don't understand how YouTube sometimes notifies people and sometimes doesn't notify people. So subscribe to me if you haven't yet because that's one way to get notified. Also like this video if you can, if you liked it. You like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And, if you want to leave a comment after it's posted, that'd be great too. I really, and yeah, especially if you leave a comment on a part of this didn't talk about, I'll know to talk about it for my edited version, which I'll tape tomorrow. So take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe and make art. And I love you all so much. And thank you for being here. This is the best. All right, baby boos. I'll talk to you later. Have a good week.